Hey, everybody, welcome to another awesome episode of No Way Jose, starring the Boston Mass himself, Jose Raymond, now sporting a beautiful head of hair again. I love it. So please welcome from Massachusetts, Jose Raymond. Yeah, I told you to grow it back. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it fixed. I'm gonna get this hair done. Nice.
Done how?
Still get a little bald spot up here, but the modern technology is amazing. You can get these things fixed now.
Talking about a hair transplant, like I need right here?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna make a perfect line like that. We'll maybe fill in the spots up here.
Spray paint. Oh, man.
They fix it. You got new hair.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll do that eventually. So before we start this episode talking about the Arnold Classic, I want to talk about something. If you're anywhere near Boston, and if you're of college age, you need to go to Gym Up Boston. I'm going to see if we can air this Thursday. So it's tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. is college night, back to school night for all the youngsters and your tripods and your influencing. And yeah, it's going to be a great time if you're in that age range and want to meet other like-minded college age lifting enthusiasts. You're going to be there, I assume, Jose?
Oh, yeah. I'll head over.
Yeah.
Meet all the college kids.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that he's in obviously Boston's a college town. He's within like walking distance of a few big colleges, isn't he?
Yeah. He's close to, got a lot of Northeastern kids, BU kids. I'm not sure every college, but there's kids from Berkeley, every school.
We have a subway system, so all these kids are like, 2 or 3 stops away at the most from Gym Hub.
Yeah, and one of the stops is only about 100 yards from the gym. So
what is the closest T stop to Gym Hub?
There's an Orange line. It's downtown crossing.
Okay, downtown crossing.
Literally 100 yards from the building.
So guys, if you're of college age or, maybe not too much old, I don't think 60-year-olds should be creeping on college kids, but I'm still 53. I'm safe. But check it out. It's an awesome facility, incredible equipment, great atmosphere. There's a cool little buff white French bulldog running around. It's awesome.
Rocky.
So we're talking about the Arnold Classic lineup, but I want to remind people the 212 Arnold Classic was only won by 5 people. It was only held for 5 years. You knew that, obviously. So the winners of the 212 Arnold Classic were Flex Lewis, Jose Raymond, Hidetari Yamagishi, Ahmad Ashkanani, and last was Kamal Elgarnian. That's all she wrote for Arnold Classic 212.
And I competed in every single one of those.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did every one of them.
And interestingly enough, 2 of the front runners for this year's Arnold Classic are 212 Olympia champions, which we'll get into. So when this list first came out, Jose, there were 7 guys on it. And almost immediately one dropped out, which was Charles Griffin. And then another one dropped out, Blessing Awodibu. So it was looking very, very sketchy. At that point, were you concerned about the 2023 Arnold Classic?
I was very concerned. Because I know that he dropped the 212 supposedly due to lack of interest. Yep. And I'm like, there's no way, 5 guys, he's going to drop this.
Yeah.
And, this whole Arnold weekend was based off of the Men's Open bodybuilding. So there's no way he's going to drop it. He had to do something to wake these guys up. I don't know what's going on. And I don't want to speculate or whatever. If it's not health issues, they're just fucking pussies. I'm serious, dude. These people are like, what are you doing? You're a professional bodybuilder. Why are you competing? You compete once a year. You just think everyone is going to win the Mr. Olympia. You got to build your brand. You got to build your skills. You got to learn how to peak for these shows. Learn your body. Learn how to do it under pressure. But yeah, it ain't easy going from the Olympia, then 8 weeks later doing the Arnold. But so what? Do it. Go win that money. Go get on stage. Even if you don't win, second place is going to be big money. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Ian won $75,000 last year or the year before. You know, that's pretty damn good. You know, if you don't do it, these shows are going to disappear. Arnold's going to be like, why bother?
Right.
You know, they make plenty of money with fitness and the other divisions and all the other slap fighting and shit. You know, they'll just do that. They'll get rid of the men's open. If you don't want to compete, you don't want to, you know, it's going to die. The opportunities are going to die. I have no idea. I don't know what's wrong with Derek. If he's sick or he's got something, but this was money. This was life-changing money. You go win 300 grand, put that away, invest that into something, your life will never be the same.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot.
I mean, it's on paper. Who was going to, Lunsford still, we have not heard of, we're recording this on Monday, the 16th, and nobody's heard a peep from Derek about this.
No.
I don't think he's doing. I think he would have spoken up by now. Do you think there's still a chance?
I have no idea. I doubt. I mean, the morning that I saw that posted on Instagram that it was $3 grand, I immediately text Nick. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, go win this fucking money. You have to. And he's like, shh. I'm like, all right.
Oh, he had already planned on it? Okay.
Yeah.
Only after the prize money went up, though, right?
Yeah, I think it was Nick that got that prize money up.
Well, I mean,
I think so.
It makes sense to me that obviously they were in a jam. You know, the Arnold Classic promoters are like, shit, this lineup is weak. No one's going to buy tickets. No one's going to buy the pay-per-view. What do we do? The only way to get people in, aside from privately contacting and say, listen, we'll give you 50 grand and just to show up. No matter how you place, just come to the Arnold. I don't think they did that. Instead, they went for another 100 grand, 200 to 300 grand. It was a huge bump. This all happened Thursday and Friday of last week. That's when Nick announced 2 hours after that, I think 2 or 3, it was less than 3 hours. Nick Walker jumps in. The next day, Andrew Jack jumps in. Today, although we found out Patrick Moore today, although I heard that last week. So now they got a pretty decent lineup. Now we have Sean Clarita, Samson Dauda, William Bonac, Akeem Williams, Justin Rodriguez, Kamal Elgarni, Neil Curry making his open debut, Patrick Moore, Andrew Jack, and Nick Walker. So, you know, Derek would be an awesome addition to this, but this is a pretty solid Arnold. To me, this is as good as any recent Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think there's a chance Clarita could win.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because on paper, Nick Walker, but Sean and Nick Walker have never faced each other on stage.
No. And that's when you can, the only way to expose someone is to stand them next to each other.
Mm.
And, you know, Nick could very easily expose the fact that Sean is tiny, but Sean could very well expose the fact that he is more symmetrical, more balanced, more conditioned, overall put together better than Nick. He may make Nick look bad.
He might.
Sean is that good. He is that good. That's why he's on that cover of that little magazine over there.
So let me ask you this: where would you have put Sean in the Mr. Olympia lineup? Where would he have fallen in?
I said it weeks out. I said he would have been top 10 easily, without question. He'd have been top 10. I think Kamal would have too. I think the 212s are that good that they would be top 10 in the Olympia. Most of them, most of the top guys.
I agree.
Where would he have played? Well, it depends on what we're looking at. You know, balance, conditioning. I think he would have beat Hunter. I think he would have beat Andrew. I think he would have beat. I think he would have been in that six area, right in there with Samson. His condition's going to be better than Samson. It's just what are you putting more emphasis on? Balance, conditioning, symmetry, presentation, or does size trump all of that?
Well, it's probably going to be mostly the same judges from Olympia. Would you agree? A lot of the same. Steve will probably be a judge, right?
Yeah. Steve.
You'll have guys like Naz and Bill, and it's going to be a lot of the same judges. I mean, I don't think their standards change much from show to show, but the reason I brought that up is
I don't I don't mean their standards are going to change. I just mean, what do you weigh more?
Yeah.
Keyshawn could look so good that he beats everyone.
Yeah.
But do you let a 170-pound guy beat a 290-pound guy?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. And it's not like Samson is not balanced or Andrew is not balanced. And I mean, I think Andrew has the most beautiful physique in bodybuilding. I think he's incredible. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Andrew next to Samson in every shot, worked them. Because, you know, Samson was just sixth at the Olympiad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was Andrew?
Andrew was eighth. Yep. Yep. He was right after Hunter. But see, the 10-week turnaround thing, you know, you've done it, I know. I just wonder how many of these guys are going to look the same as the Olympia. I wonder if anyone can possibly look better than the Olympia. And, you know, I'm sure at least one or two guys is going to end up looking worse than the Olympia, because I don't think everybody can peak show after show like that. Maybe it's mental, maybe it's different bodies and different reactions to variables with the prep, but some people get better and better the more shows they do, and some of them it's just like worse and worse.
Well, the smaller guys, I can bet my money that Clarita, Kamal, Bonac are all going to be sharp, are going to be as good, if not better, than they were at the Olympia. You know, Kamal doesn't have to make 212, which he really struggled this year. They'll probably be somewhere 215, 218, and look better, fuller. You know, Bonac will have a chance to reassess his prep for the Olympia, to come in fuller and more like he did at last year's Arnold, last year's Boston Pro. If he does, he could win, you know?
Oh, I mean, he's won it twice before. Why not?
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Yeah, the smaller, you know, lighter weight guys will do I'm not convinced. I've been hearing from the UK guys that Samson only put on like 6 pounds after the Olympia and is back already as sharp, if not sharper, than he was at the Olympia.
So he was probably he was planning on it all along, Samson, it sounds like. Yeah.
I think from the Arnold, from the Olympia weekend, I think he was, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if you saw this, but there was a proclamation from the IFBB Pro League based on these guys dropping out, and they're reinstating a very old policy where if you commit to a show, I guess you still sign contracts for shows, I'm assuming, and you back out without a legitimate medical reason, you can be fined and or suspended, which was pretty common back in the Wayne D'Amelia days, if you recall.
Yeah.
The elite priests used to get fined all the time. It seems like they just did that in response to Blessing and Charles Griffin dropping out of the show. But, you know, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like if you commit to a show that you are bound to it, you have to do it, even if you decide there's no way I'm going to look my best?
Yes, you got to commit to it. You committed to it, do it. It's ridiculous. It's also a business. You know, these people are relying, these promoters are investing heavily into this show, selling tickets, knowing that Nick Walker or you know, any big name guy is going to be there. And then you dog out last minute. No, that's not cool. So I totally understand why it has been around for a long time. I just don't think that they were highlighting it, that they needed to. But certainly now, after all these dropouts, that was a big deal. Yeah, I think it's necessary, because for some reason, bodybuilders are head cases, and they're like, you know, I don't know.
I think I'd have to look at the wording of it, but I think he was specifically referencing the Arnold, because it said if you're invited to a show, or if it's an invitational show, and as far as I know, the Arnold is the only invitational show, Masters Olympia is going to be another one, but maybe that's another case where they might have to enforce that rule. But it was totally in response to Blessing and Griffin dropping out, because they only had 7 guys, and then they immediately 2 were gone within like the span of a couple of days. And I was hearing a lot of shit talk about the Arnold Classic online and posts and stuff. People were like, "Oh, I'm not going to get the pay-per-view and this and that." And, thank God these other people jumped in. Real quick, who do you think should have done it? Or maybe they still will. I'm thinking Ian, obviously Derek, we know, could have done it. But Ian, why wouldn't Ian Valliere do this? Why wouldn't Hunter Labrada do this? Because the issues they had at the Olympia were things that I think could be remedied in the space of 10 weeks.
Yeah. Why not Ronnie?
Why not?
Why not Ronnie? Had a chip on his shoulder. Go back and win. Because listen, the Barney Dinosaur Nutrition company he's got is not killing it that I know of. He's still got an opportunity to make a lot of money. So I'd go out there and try to compete, and earn his money. Yeah. You would think that'd be easy money.
Absolutely. I mean, I could see it from his point of view, where it's like, I'm Mr. Olympia 2 times. I got to go get my Olympia title back, and I'm not doing a damn thing until it's time for the next Olympia. I'm just guessing that might be something running through his mind, that he's Mr. Olympia now, but he did the Arnold. Didn't he do it last year as the Olympia champ? No, he never did the Arnold as an Olympia champion.
No. The last time he did it,
20
placed like 5th,
right?
And then he went on to win the Olympia.
Yeah, it was the same year. So it was 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I'd love to see. Obviously, that would be. Who wouldn't want to see Rami on the stage? Obviously, everybody loves the guy, and he's a 2-time Olympia champ. Are you listening, Rami? Come on, Rami. Come on. 300K is not bad either. You can buy a lot of nice things for $300,000. But you talk to Ian all the time. Isn't he part of your Senapani circles?
No. The only time I saw Ian was when I would do Fuad's podcast.
Okay. I thought everybody was on the Senapani circles, because, geez, we'll go through it.
Like 11 of us.
Wow. Cutler, Senapani,
Jay, Flad, Evan.
Yeah.
Hollingshead, Guy.
Tuttle.
Ed McGrath, Chris Tuttle, Lee Priest. Who else? Antoine Billion, Juji Mufu, and myself.
Is Guy on there? Did you say Guy?
Yeah, I said Guy.
Okay, because you think Nick would jump on there, because now Guy and Nick have their own podcast.
Yeah, the Mutant in the Mouth.
Mutant in the Mouth.
That's great. Well, yeah.
If you guys haven't checked out Jose's podcast, he does most of the time. It was good for Nate Tello. That is on his channel, The Boston Mass. It's called the Boston Mass Podcast, and he was doing it before all these new guys. These people jumping on the bandwagon.
Everyone's got a podcast now. I was doing it years ago.
Vinny Galanti just had you on his, right?
What's that?
Didn't you just were you a guest on Vinny Galanti's recently?
Yes. Yeah, Vinny just started. Yeah. He does the Masters podcasts.
Yeah.
It was good. Good to catch up with Vinny. If nothing else, it's a nice Zoom call. And then you get to talk to one of your buddies that you haven't seen in a long time. I remembered Vinny when I was coming up. He won the 93 USAs. 93 USA middleweight champion. Yeah. And that was the first year I competed as a team.
That's right.
I remember that because my brother was big in that. Chris Faldo won the lightweights. I was following closely back then.
Yeah, that was the year.
And then I eventually
won. Yeah.
Yeah. I eventually competed against Vinny in the New York Pro.
That's right.
And he beat me.
Did he really? That was 2009?
Yep.
Your first New York
Pro?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not going to say it, so I'll have to say it, but you were a natty at that point.
I was, yeah. Why not? I blamed Vinny for my using anabolic.
So I got beat by Vinny Galanti. This cannot stand.
Yes. I'm going on the side.
Hey, Vinny, we actually did a Ron line. It's going to air this week, me and Vinny. So talk all about the match once you get into that Masters Olympia. So,
Yeah, Vinny's a good guy. I like Vinny.
you know where I saw him compete the year before, 92 at the Junior USA, where he won, I think he won the middleweights there too. He was a kid. Yeah. And
He's a great disease.
dude, always had the craziest V-taper, shape, structure. Yeah, he was classic. He was classic many, many years before there was a classic. So, let's get, I don't want to do top 5 yet. It's way too soon for that, but,
Let's do it.
okay, let's do it. I'll give my top 5 if everyone's in 100%. That's the Ron Harris. That's really catching on, the Ron Harris thing, by the way.
Yeah, Ron.
It kind of sounds similar.
You made that up. Cristosito invented that.
He did?
Ron Harris.
Probably behind my back on another show or something.
Yeah, that was funny.
All right, so you go first, and then I'll give you a completely different top 5 from yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Sean Clarita wins.
Mm.
Sean wins. Nick Walker second.
Who?
Yeah,
Kamal
Andrew
Bonac.
Andrew third. He's going to leapfrog Samson. Samson 4.
Wow.
Kamal fifth. Who else we got?
Let's see, Corita, Samson, Bonac, Akeem, Justin, Kamal.
Oh, no. Shit.
Yeah, you don't have them in your top 5. Shit gets tricky real fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I'm going to say Clarita, then Bonac, then Nick. Clarita, Bonac, Nick, Andrew, Samson, Kamal.
Okay, well, I mean, it's you can't do it without pissing somebody off. You just can't.
I know.
Can't. Because I'm so torn between Clarita and Nick Walker for the win. Because like I said, I've never seen them next to each other. They both have very, very different physiques. Nick is just a monster, huge.
Clarita's waist is the same size as Nick's arm. That's so bizarre, right?
All right, well, you have Clarita winning, so I'll be the asshole that says Nick Walker. Sean, this isn't personal. I just have to differ opinion. I don't know. It's tough one, but I will go Nick Walker, Sean Clarita, William Bonac. I'm going to put Kamal. Shit. Should I put Kamal ahead of Andrew Jack? No, I'll go Andrew Jack, Kamal. Is that 5? And then Samson. So everyone that didn't
win last.
Samson,
You got Samson last.
You're dead last, Samson. You're going to be the last place guy. Just kidding, man.
It's going to win 66 years.
That top 5 for both of us, you could do it. I bet any of those orders are possible. Anything. You could flip-flop any of those guys. This is not a show where this guy's definitely winning, and then Clarita could win. Bonac could win. I don't know if Samson's ready to beat all these guys yet, so I'm going to say no. Sorry, Samson. Prove me wrong.
Sean is the only one out of all these people who has come 100% like 5 years in a row.
True.
And boom.
True.
Boom, boom. 100%, if not better, each time. We're talking 5, 6, 7 shows in a row. So he's the one 100% we can count on. And Nick is a close second. And then maybe Kamal.
Kamal's very consistent, I think.
Yeah.
And
it's just that his weaknesses will move him further away.
Yeah,
because Sean's only weakness is height, stature. Where, some people think that Kamal is bigger in the midsection and he's not quite as big for his frame as Sean is.
Yeah. It's true. He's not. He doesn't have the shoulder. To me, Kamal just isn't as wide. Doesn't have that crazy quad sweep like Sean and things like that. They can make a guy who's shorter in stature like Sean give the illusion of being much, much larger than he is. Like I bet if you showed this picture to a ton of people who had no idea how tall he was or what he weighed, they would never believe when you said he's 178 pounds. I'm like, no, that guy's like 250, right? I'm like, nope.
Right.
So man, yeah, this is it's gonna be a tough show. I'm glad these and Patrick Moore. I got to mention because he was top 10 in the Olympia. I'm surprised Patrick jumped in because it was only last August he tore. I think it was a full tear of his Achilles tendon, and that's a major injury. That tendon's like as thick as your thumb. That's typically not something you bounce back from right away. So
Thinking about that, it makes me cringe.
Yeah.
But apparently it's doing well. I think it's more of a personal thing for him. Just try to get back on stage. I don't know when he thinks he's going to win.
Yeah.
But if he were to be able to beat a couple guys, why not?
Sure. Oh, I mean, if you get invited to the Arnold Classic, are you really going to say no? Unless you're somebody who's like knocking on the Olympia door and you think that this might somehow screw up your chances to be your best at the Olympia. If that's what's stopping Derek from doing it, if that's the mindset that him and Honey have, I don't know. Because man,
there's nobody knocking on the door. Nobody. This Olympia is wide open. Ronnie could come back and win it. Bonac could beat Patty. Nick could win it. Derek could win it. It is wide open. So it's not like everyone should be waiting just for the Olympia. Get out and compete. Get out and do it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Taking the whole year off bullshit. I don't get it.
Because you never did that. You were just a competitor and a professional athlete, and you just competed until your body said, F you.
Yeah. I did the Arnold, and then I would do a show after it, and then I would, rest for a few weeks, and then I'd start prepping in July, the Olympia, then I would do all the shows after the Olympia. So I would do an average of 4 to 5, sometimes 6 shows a year.
Yeah. And you got into that 2009, you were 30, what, 33, 34?
34, yeah.
34. So, you knew 34 is not old by any means, but I think you knew at that time, I don't have like 20 years to do this. I better do what I can to make an impact in the next few years, because I don't want to be doing this when I'm 55, if that's even possible. And some of these guys, Lunsford's still a young kid. He's not even 30 yet. But some of these people who are getting up there, they're in their 30s already. I wouldn't, if you're invited to an Arnold, if you qualify for an Olympia and you decide not to do it, I would not want to be one of those guys that later on says, shit, I should have done it. So,
yeah.
You gotta move. So we'll wrap it up by making sure everyone goes to The Boston Mass with 2 E's on Instagram. The YouTube channel, The Boston Mass, just 1 E, the normal way. Set the Pony Circles is on Telegram. Telegram. It's called the app Telegram because I always get telegraph accident. So download Telegram and get on Centipani Circles. You can chat live with Jose and that all-star cast of names that's almost impossible to believe. Those are all on one little chat group. Crazy. Yeah. It sounds like a great thing going on there. You can get your own circle on Telegram. There's a special going on right now, so check that out. Yeah, your audio is losing, so I'm going to say goodbye to you, Jose, and thank you so much for running down this Arnold Classic. Still have a few weeks left, obviously, till the big show, but it's looking much better. The lineup is very, very decent, good quality lineup now. So thanks to the Arnold Classic people for bumping up the money and getting this show some bigger names like we knew it needed.
Bring back
the 212. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. No Way Jose with the Boston Mass Jose. Raymond, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.